Welcome back guys to episode 104 in my weekly countdown series. My name is Silent Core and this week is going to be the top 10 best Grand Theft Auto games in history. So depending on how long you've played GTA games, you might learn a few new things in this video and even discover a few new GTA games you didn't know existed. As always, please take a second to leave the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into this. Up first is GTA London that was released on the PlayStation 1 and PC. Now GTA London was essentially two different mission packs that were added after the release of Grand Theft Auto 1. Now the cool thing about this expansion is it gave you a whole new city to explore, which kinda made GTA London feel like a whole new game. Although by modern day standards the graphics are pretty shocking these days, the location of GTA London is just a really interesting location. First of all, it's the only city in the GTA series to be called its real name. If you look back at all the other GTA cities they've been based in, they all had their own kind of fictional names, such as Vice City, based on Miami, San Fierro, based on San Francisco, there was Las Venturas, based on Las Vegas, so it's interesting that this one is just simply called London. And not only that, but GTA London is also the only game in the GTA series to be set outside of the United States. Sometime after this, Dan Houser also said in an interview with The Guardian that his personal feeling is that GTA is America. GTA London was cool at the time, but games were more limited then. These days, I think we would love to set a game in the UK, set in London, whatever, but I don't know if it would be a GTA game. So basically, I wouldn't get your hopes up for another GTA London game anytime soon. At the number 9 spot is GTA Chinatown Wars. Now this was originally developed on the Nintendo DS and then later came to PlayStation Portable and also on the iPhone and Android devices. Chinatown Wars was actually pretty well received at the time. Chinatown Wars is currently the best reviewed Nintendo DS game in history and also the second best reviewed PlayStation Portable video game according to Metacritic. The game is basically top down and is set in Liberty City. A large proportion of the game revolves around drug dealing, where you can grow your own business, you can make profit by selling drugs when the price is high, and the Nintendo DS version also had a few features on the Nintendo DS that made use of the console's features, such as having a touchscreen, and you're also able to blow into the microphone of the Nintendo DS to hail a taxi. At the number 8 spot is GTA 3. This was released on PlayStation 2, PC and the original Xbox. This game took place in Liberty City, where you play as Claude, who never actually spoke a word through the whole of the game, so he's seen as a bit of a silent killer. The missions in GTA 3 are definitely a lot simpler than some of the more recent GTA games, however, the game was still pretty fun to play. Throughout the campaign you'll also meet quite a few memorable characters that you'll meet through the story, such as Tony Cipriani. At the number 7 spot is Vice City Stories. This was a PlayStation Portable exclusive that was later ported to the PlayStation 2. Now this is the game I actually bought a PlayStation Portable for to play in the first place, and I definitely wasn't disappointed. The game was of course set in Vice City, the representation of Miami, and actually had a whole bunch of improvements from the original Vice City game. For example, you could actually swim in Vice City Stories, whereas in Vice City you would just instantly drown as soon as you went in the water. You also had improved melee combat, there was gang wars, more outfits, and you worked to basically grow your empire in the game. I honestly just love the gameplay of this game, where you basically took over businesses and territory from gangs, and the game also came with a local multiplayer mode for up to 6 players. At the number 6 spot is GTA Lost and the Damned. This was the first expansion pack to GTA 4 and was released on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and later on PC. In this DLC you play as Johnny Clips, who was the vice president of a biker MC gang, and you get to see a whole different perspective of quite a few missions that you played in GTA 4, such as the diamond deal that went wrong. This game is pretty much all centered around your biker gang. You'll be taking out rivals, you'll have gang warfare, and pretty much everything that comes with it. At the number 5 spot has to go to the Ballad of Gay Tony. This was the other DLC, the second expansion that came to GTA 4, and in my opinion, the superior of the two. This one was also set in Liberty City, but this time followed Luis Lopez, who was the personal bodyguard of Gay Tony. I played through this game again recently when it was backwards compatible on Xbox One, and to be honest, I enjoyed this DLC almost as much as the main game GTA 4. And since the GTA 4 storyline was quite dark, it was, quite an underground and bleak storyline, the Ballad of Gay Tony was such a big contrast, and it just made things so much more fun and bright again from the darkness of GTA 4. This DLC was all about the nightclubs. They also added in golf, we had dancing minigames, we had mission scoring for gold achievements, and we had loads of fun military vehicles added such as the Noose Tank and the Buzzard Attack Chopper. Moving on to the number 4 spot, and we've got GTA 5. You might be a little bit surprised to see the most recent Grand Theft Auto game released at the number 4 spot on this list, because, let's be honest, this is the most detailed Grand Theft Auto game Rockstar has ever created. GTA Online has also offered years of free content, and as much as I wish shark cards didn't exist, I've definitely got my money's worth from the amount of time I've put into this game, and I've probably put more time into GTA 5 than I have any other Grand Theft Auto game. In fact, I've probably put more time into GTA Online than all of the other Grand Theft Auto games combined. At the number 3 spot is GTA 4. This was released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC. In this game you basically play as a character called Niko Bellic who immigrates to Liberty City to escape his past. This game definitely has a much darker, more serious tone compared to GTA 5, and personally I love the story to this game. I really like the idea of coming to America with nothing, in search of the so-called American dream, and then along the way you get kind of mixed up with a lot of dangerous people and a lot of dangerous situations just to get by. Next up at the number 2 spot is San Andreas. This was released on PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and then remastered on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Some people may even argue that this game is their number 1 GTA game of all time, and to be honest, it's very close to being mine too. I think if I added in all of the gameplay hours I've spent on most GTA game story modes, it would most likely be San Andreas that I put the most time into. There was just a huge map. We had 3 amazing cities to explore. We had Los Santos, San Fierro and Las Venturas. There was an abundance of activities in San Andreas. There was so many different side missions to complete. I'm pretty sure this game took me probably over a month to get 100% just from the sheer volume of content in this game to get through. The storyline of San Andreas centers around Carl Johnson, or CJ for short, who attempts to re-establish his old gang and take over territory as the game progresses. The great thing about finally completing this game is you'll eventually have all of the map territory yours on the map. It'll be all green, resembling your gang, which is a pretty neat sense of accomplishment. And that leaves me with my all-time favourite GTA game of this series, and it has to go to Vice City, based on the very iconic Miami. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys have never played this game. It is quite old now, but I remember having to actually hide playing this game from my parents because I was pretty young when this game was released, but this game was just so much fun. Although the graphics don't come anywhere close to GTA 5, this game just has a huge amount of appeal to me, and even playing through it recently, it has a huge amount of charm. As I mentioned, the graphics haven't aged too well, but I can still really appreciate the colours, the bright sports cars, the neon signs. There was of course the 80s vibe for the game, which made, in my opinion, the perfect setting for a video game. I almost couldn't imagine playing a GTA game that was set in Miami in a different time era. I feel like the 80s were so iconic to making this game so special. The game came with so many different references to 80s movies, TV shows, music. And I think by far Vice City had the best soundtrack of any GTA game. I actually made a whole video a few weeks ago going over 10 reasons why I think Vice City was better than GTA 5, so I'll link that at the end of the video if you guys want to find out more about the gameplay in this game. And that brings me to the end of the video. This was my top 10 favourite GTA games. Let me know in the comments what your favourite GTA game is in the GTA series. Is it GTA 5 for GTA Online, or do you have another game that you put at your number 1? If you did make it to the end, I'd really appreciate if you could leave the video a like. It really helps support this countdown series, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode. Have a great day guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Flipping cars, I live the scene. Flipping heist, yeah, with the team. You know me, got the antidote. I spit it sick, I'm in Los Santos. Dodging missiles, dodging bullets. Coming at me now, tell me to bullet. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.